Vitalik Buterin. He's the engineer recognized as the inventor of Ethereum.
The blockchain movement's biggest celebrity.
Has become something like the philosopher king of crypto.
Oh God, why are people listening to me? I'm just a guy.
But he's not just a guy. He's the founder of Ethereum who's been selling his tokens. And so now I'm answering the question, is Ethereum still a good buy? And folks, I have a price prediction at the end of this that's going to blow you away. But first, let's look into Vitalik Buterin selling his ETH. Does this mean ETH is doomed? He looks like he transferred 800 ETH tokens today. That brings the total close to 4,000, which is going to be around $10 million in ETH transferred just in the month of August. And it's not just Vitalik. It is also the Ethereum Foundation getting slammed for spending $88 million. They sent $88 million to Kraken Exchange. But transferring doesn't necessarily mean selling, does it? But it does in this case, because Vitalik was caught transferring $500,000 into stable coins. He transferred $10 million worth this month alone, and then 40 minutes ago, he's swapping into stablecoin. So what does this mean for Ethereum? And not only that, should you go ahead and sell your bags? Well, according to Mike Vandepop, maybe not right now. Okay, so he is saying there are great signs on the market as Ethereum has made its first bullish divergence in the daily time frame, and this is huge, in more than 2 years. And we're going to be using this to create our price prediction. But folks, there's another level that you need to worry about that ETH is definitely going to get rejected at. Now, will this be the actual reverse signal? We will be seeing that over the next couple days. And as we're seeing here, form first bullish divergence in 2 years. But what does that mean? Well, we've talked about the bull divs in the past before, and that is where the price is making a lower low while the RSI is making a higher low. So meaning the price is trying to get pushed down, but the market wants that token to be higher. So here you can see the bullish divergence that happened on the Ethereum Bitcoin trading pair. But we don't know anything unless we look at the last bull div from 2 years ago. So what happened to Ethereum Bitcoin 2 years ago? Well, I found it for you, and so you don't have to do the searching. I'm doing the searching for you. And here you can see the price of Ethereum falling against Bitcoin as the RSI was creating a higher low. And then over this next about a 2.5 month period, ETH gained tremendously against Bitcoin. And so the chart pattern we're looking at today looks a lot like this chart pattern from 2 years ago. And if we measure what this move was, Ethereum pumped over 60% against Bitcoin. But what did Bitcoin do during this period? So ETH is gaining against Bitcoin. Well, was Bitcoin dumping? No, actually, Bitcoin was just flat. So this gave the market time to cool down. Bitcoin was cooling down. Bitcoin was boring. It just kind of trading sideways. And then all the new money was flowing into Ethereum here. And so if we look, Bitcoin relatively flat. So we know ETH pumped against Bitcoin, and we know that Bitcoin was relatively flat. But what about Ethereum's price? Well, Ethereum did have a little bit of a gain. It's kind of hard to see here. We got to stretch this y-axis because it was actually a pretty good pump, everyone. That was a 65% pump. In fact, if you caught the wick, if you jumped out a little bit early, you got over 100% pump. So we got about a 65% pump and 100% pump in the cards for Ethereum. So what does a 65% pump look like? So let's go ahead and catch it from the bottom right there. In a 65% pump, you're going to notice something. The top of this pump matches up perfectly with this line right here. So let's go ahead and make a horizontal line just so we can see what is going on with the markets at this level. I could easily see this being a level where Ethereum is going to reject because it got rejected at that area in the past. But what about this top yellow line? What is this trend line? That is the next level for Ethereum. So if Ethereum can burst through this level, which is suspiciously close to $4,000, ETH does like to play around at that $4,000 level. The next level is going to be around here, around 4,300. But why is this line so important? Well, this line is important because it's been important in the past. So you can see that it just hit perfectly right there. But this was the previous top as we were heading down in the early parts of 2022. And then you can see, wow, this is actually a pretty strong and respected line that ETH has just been following all the way back since May of 2021. So you can just see this has been a level that Ethereum has been respected in the past, and I expect Ethereum to respect it again in the future. May be saying right now, but DZ, there's L2s now, and there weren't really a strong, robust L2 ecosystem in 2021. You know, it was like Polygon, and that was about it. And plus, aren't the gas fees low, and the fees generated are basically nothing? Well, that's what Thor is saying here. Is ETH no longer ultrasound money? Why? Well, August is on track to be the worst month in terms of fees generated since early 2020. So ETH, all the attention is being sucked up by the L2s. But what happened in early 2020? And was that a bullish sign or was that a bearish sign? Well, let's go ahead and look. So right here, my mouse is hovering over the first weekly candle in 2020. So I've circled the first few months of 2020. So what happened? So this was record low fees. ETH was very bearish. Again, this is early 2020. Let's just kind of look at the next couple months, the next few months. Holy smokies, ETH turned incredibly bullish. In fact, if you caught this wick, you're looking at tremendous gains, 40 plus X, really getting close to a 50X there. So 50X was in the cards for ETH. Last time it was this bearish with the fees being generated. So we have a bull div on the ETH Bitcoin trading pair. We have a lot of strong trend lines that it looks like it might run up to. And not only that, last time we had a bearish fee generation, ETH turned really bullish. So for all the people asking, is Ethereum still a good buy? Well, folks, I'm leaning a hard yes. I mean, we have the ETH ETF that it launched. Now, things did turn bearish afterwards. A lot of money is still flowing into Bitcoin, but Bitcoin is going to have a time to shine, and then it's going to have a time to play in the background. And pretty soon, it's going to be Ethereum's time to shine. I do think Ethereum, it is ultrasound money to me. It's the world's largest virtual machine. More people are still using ETH and its L2s than any other chain combined. And so now is not the time I would be leaving the Ethereum ecosystem. It is going to have some tough headwinds. I don't think we're going to go to 10K this cycle, but I do think we're going to be running up against this $4,000 level before you know it, potentially even in 2024. And folks, I'm gonna go ahead and end on a lighter note. Today is actually the 2-year anniversary of Vitalik's most famous picture in existence. This was the photo that ended up pumping ETH 10%. So ETH can pump out of nowhere for the craziest reasons. I do think we have a good pump ahead of us. So folks, hopefully I'll see you and your diamond-handed Ethereum at the top.